I'll continue with some PR tips from the book Traction. What we're going to do is we're going to summarize a successful pitch to TechCrunch. The pitch is short, it's to the point, it has clear contact information, it has links to a product demo, and has a product giveaway. So the subject would, for example, be exclusive for TC, launching PadPress, dot, dot, dot. So there are a few more details there about what PadPress does. And in the body of the pitch email, you're going to say something like, we're going to give you free reign on an exclusive story about PadPress. And what PadPress does is it makes any blog look and behave like a native iPad app. P.S. We're happy to do a giveaway to TC readers. And if this is exclusive, then that's going to garner more attention as well. You have links to the videos and to other relevant information. You're not going to have a wall of text because journalists are getting bombarded all the time with solicitations. So you really need to save them some time. And what you want is a potential story that's going to elicit emotion. So there's something exciting, inspiring, or perhaps makes people angry because of corruption, something like that. There has to be some sort of emotion tied to it, ideally. Another example would be a book that's written about Wall Street. And maybe it covers a variety of things, but really what you need to do is choose some sort of angle, ideally one that is associated with an emotion. So, an example presented in the book is that Wall Street is rigged, that there are certain high profile people that have an advantage in the stock market and you don't have that advantage. So that's something that is much more PR worthy, that's going to make you stand out from all the other books about the stock market that are out there. So the kinds of things that you might want to think about is, am I saying something that's divisive or that has a strong point of view such that some people are going to approve and some people are going to disapprove about what I'm saying? Rather than just trying to appeal to everyone. Because if you have an opinion or a point of view, then that's more likely to get attention, to perhaps elicit debate. One of the key things to keep in mind when you're doing storytelling is you want to appeal not just to the journalists, to the journalist's audience. What are they looking for? Are they looking for business advice? Are they looking for purchase advice? Are they trying to make a decision about what to buy? What is their stage of awareness? Are they even familiar with the product category? Or if they are familiar with the product category, maybe they're just not familiar with your product. So make sure you're meeting that audience where they're at, you're using their terminology, etc. Now, I want to also say that PR storytelling can be used at various stages of the funnel. So, an example here at the top would be tofu, top of funnel content. So, in my case, top of funnel is basically about promoting my personal brand. It's not about any one of my specific courses or specific books. It's just more, do people know my brand, Dekker Fraser? So, if you do a search on Google and you say top Udemy instructors, I'm featured in one of these articles. And so, what that does is promotes my top of funnel. It's not immediately going to lead to any sales, or at least it's not intending to, but it helps broaden my brand, and PR can be done to do that. Another example is researching award-winning marketing consultant, and you can see these lists of the top creative agencies. That helps with your brand, that helps with your top of funnel. But PR can also be used at the bottom of the funnel. So for example, if I have high intent to purchase something, I might search something like best Bluetooth speaker, and then I'm going to see lists from CNET of the best Bluetooth speakers for 2023. This is much more bottom of funnel than just promoting my brand. Instead, what's being promoted is specific products, not just the brands at large. Another example here is the 6 best mechanical keyboards of 2023, coming from the New York Times. A third example, we have Name. Name is a high-end speaker company, and you can see that they're leveraging the credibility of these PR publications, TechRadar and MoneyWeek, to help persuade people to make a purchase. Hey, not only are we excellent, we're so excellent that these high-profile publications are endorsing us. So these are examples of bottom of funnel. Another key aspect of PR that's going to help you, especially near the bottom of the funnel, perhaps in the middle of the funnel, is getting into rankings and reviews. So a lot of PR, a lot of marketing is really about perception management. And I would say that in business to consumer, it's even more true because often what happens in business to consumer products is the value comes a lot from perception. The perception, the placebo that sort of says, "Oh, I'm listening to the speaker. Does it sound better? Does this product taste better?" A lot of that is not objective. It's not about the quantity of sugar or the loudness. It's really just about, do I think that it feels better? And that's the value proposition. The value proposition has a lot to do with psychology. And one way that you influence people psychologically is by consistently ranking highly through third party endorsements. So I'm going to give you two examples of companies that I think do this really well, both of which create ergonomic chairs that help with your posture. So in the Philippines, the premium company that does this is called Stance. Very strong regional dominance here. You know, in the United States and North America generally, we have another company that's springing up as basically a mid range ergonomic chair brand, and it's called Branch. Now, neither of these companies had I heard about before. I only heard about them because I was doing searches on Google, on YouTube for ergonomic chairs, and consistently certain brands started popping up. Branch started popping up in these rankings, and I had no affinity for this brand. I had never heard of it, but when I started seeing it over and over in rankings, I start to think it's the best. Now, maybe there's some cheap company in China that makes products for a quarter of the price and are just as good, but the perception isn't as good. But it is when you're getting in these rankings. And similar with Stance, you can see I watched this YouTube video, Best Ergonomic Chair in the Philippines, Part 1, and they're comparing 3 different brands. And even though the influencer here doesn't endorse Stance as the best option, he does say that it's basically the elite option. If you can afford it, that's the best one to get. He's actually recommending this other brand, this cheaper brand. But it helps establish the credibility of the brand, just being featured in here. So you can also see this with not just videos, but text articles. Here, NBC News, the 6 best ergonomic chairs according to experts. So if you can get featured in something like this, that's very good bottom of funnel PR for you. That's going to translate very quickly to sales. Here's another example, 10 best ergonomic chairs in the Philippines, 2023. And we have the rankings. You want to get in these rankings. You want to get on those lists. You want to get those awards. That's going to convince people that your product is the best, that your brand is the best.